Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker is soon to be released where I'm at. I'll be seeing it this Thursday where I live. Anyways, I'm really excited to see this movie. I'm feeling both like anxious and nervous and excited all at once. There's all these overwhelming feelings. Like it's almost like waiting for Christmas Day to finally come. There's just so many emotions going through me right now. Part of me wants just all of this to be over so we can finally just take a break and just be like, oh God, that was a wild ride. But at the same time, it's like, this is the last of the Skywalker saga that we'll probably ever see. And that is going to be hard for me because it's going to be hard for me to just say goodbye to all these characters that I've come to know and love and say goodbye to the Skywalker family. That's going to be difficult. But recently, leading up to the Rise of Skywalker, I've been seeing some posts here and there that I've found rather odd, and I'd like to talk to you guys about them. And I'd like to break down some of these arguments I've been hearing and lead it into a fairly controversial topic that I think isn't going to win me over any friends in the online community, especially on YouTube. And then I'll wrap it up from there. So let's just get right into it. So first off, we have Star Wars, the true fans strike back. Disney Lucasfilm is as disgusting as hell. They banned the sole creator of Star Wars, George Lucas, from coming to the premiere of Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. It then says in the exact same post, Disney Lucasfilm did not invite George Lucas. Okay, so which is it? Did they not invite him or did they ban him from showing up? Those are two different messages that you're saying. And there's another post that goes, disgrace! George Lucas was banned from the Episode 9 premiere. Right away, I can just tell you, after all the research I've done, after everything I've looked up, and the videos I've watched revolving around these articles, so far that these are only rumors. There's nothing confirmed yet. I find these kind of articles interesting because they're taking something that is a rumor that's not even confirmed, and they are running it like it's true fact, which just leads me to believe that this is just fictitious, like this is just fictional, because there's just the only real evidence I've seen so far is that in this huge list of all these actors and celebrities that have shown up to the Episode 9 premiere, Lucas was apparently not on it. I guess it's not possible that Lucas just decided he didn't want to go or he couldn't make it, but apparently him not being on it is equated to him being banned from attending. In that earlier article, it even says, it has these little speech bubbles between Vader and Lucas, and it says, I made Star Wars and Disney Lucasfilm blocked me out from going to the premiere. What's up with that, my son? And Vader responds, Father, they are afraid of you. Disney Lucasfilm wanted to avoid further truth from your mouth to spread about how bad the Disney trilogy is. And it goes on to basically beg you to not go and see the Episode 9 movie. Now, right away, none of this makes any sense once you actually start, thinking. Because on one hand, these same people like from the group of the Fans Strike Back or the Fandom Menace, they will say that they brought in Lucas to do damage control, to bring back the real fans, to make the real fans happy. But apparently they'll also bar him from attending Episode 9 premiere. So at the same time, they had him make the movie, so they want to bar him from attending the Episode 9 premiere to keep him from talking about the movie he helped make. This kind of logic would just give me the blue screen of death because I don't know how you get 1 + Z equals fish. It just doesn't compute. Why is this so inconsistent? Oh, also, it goes on further where people are posting pictures of Rotten Tomatoes review of Star Wars where apparently it got like a 57, 59% on their score, and people are using that as evidence that Episode 9 is going to be a complete and total failure. Except, I seem to recall earlier when Rotten Tomatoes gave a good review of The Last Jedi, they were completely crucified as Disney sellout shills that were bought and paid for by Disney, and they're only giving good reviews because Disney paid for them to do so. Which is also funny because in that same article, I've seen people write, oh, looks like Disney didn't pay off the critics this time. Okay, so again, that doesn't make sense with the narrative that you're trying to promote, because on one hand, you're saying, so Disney is so desperate to make Episode 9 work, they're bringing in Lucas to do damage control to make everyone happy, apparently, but they'll also bar him from attending the Episode 9 premiere, which would be a very public thing, and it would have no way the ability or the effect to stop Lucas from saying his opinion about. The guy has a million other ways to say he doesn't like how Episode 9's turned out. What is barring him from the premiere of Episode 9 going to do? And they also also aren't going to pay off the critics so they don't give it a glowing review like last time apparently, which, you know, also makes me think that did they also pay off all those millions of people who bought The Last Jedi on Blu-ray? You got an answer for that one? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. After everything I've seen here so far, there's nothing really to go on. This is just clearly a sad, desperate attempt to get people to not go and see The Rise of Skywalker, because this is rage bait. That's all this really is. This is clearly just designed to get you angry and make you act on impulse. And articles like this that take rumors and run it like fact, it's as good as lying. It's misleading and it's dishonest, and I feel like that's rather telling, because my personal belief system is the people who are in the right don't usually have to lie. They don't have to mislead. When you are in the right, you don't have to make things up. Which brings me to my rather controversial point in this video, which is the reason why I think people from groups like the Fandom Menace or the Fan Strike Back are so desperate to get as many people to not go and see episode 9 as possible is because it comes with a very haunting reality if this movie is a success. And that being, if the movie succeeds, it means that these people aren't as important to the franchise as they like to think they are. They're not as important to the survival of the franchise as they like to think they are. Which is a hard thing for any Star Wars fan to hear, for any Star Wars fan to come to accept, because we all like to think Star Wars is ours on a personal level. As in, you know, Star Wars is mine, Star Wars is yours. Without us, without me, without you, it couldn't exist. And we all like to think that if we cut Star Wars out of our lives cold turkey and we just walked away and never looked at Star Wars again, it would just cease to be. But in reality, based on how well this trilogy has done, that's clearly not the case. And it's a situation where if we cut Star Wars out of our lives cold turkey, Star Wars would just continue on, completely unaware that we had even left. And that is what I think these people fear, because if this movie succeeds, it proves that they don't have the numbers to make the film flop and make the companies of Disney and Lucasfilm do what they want them to do, and that their contributions to Star Wars aren't necessary. So really, in conclusion to all of this, I think there are two defining factors that will finally prove where the fandom has stood. And my system's not perfect. I'm sure the people will poke holes in it, but I feel like my method sort of covers all the bases, and it's just these two factors. One, the film has to be financially successful. It has to make bank at the box office. The reason why that isn't the one and only factor here is because there are multiple types of people that are going to be going to see this film. There are people like me who have greatly enjoyed this trilogy so far, and I'm going to go and watch it with giddiness and joy and hopefulness. And there are people who might not have liked the previous installments, but they're mature enough to go and see every single film and give every single film its fair shake. And then there are people who just have been blissfully unaware of the controversy that's been going on with these films, and they're just going to go see the film. Just with the movie making bank at the box office doesn't fully prove that the fandom is set on one side or another, but at this point in time, ever since The Last Jedi came out and all this controversy started, the lines in the sand have been fairly clearly drawn. You're either going to go see this movie or you're not. Which leads me to my second factor, which helps balance out the first one, which is the movie also has to sell lots of DVDs or Blu-rays the way The Last Jedi did. The reason why I think The Last Jedi is both a well-liked and a successful film, regardless of all the internet outrage that happened for that film, I fully acknowledge that the film has a lot of people who do not like it. I'm not belittling that at all. I get it, but to deny that there isn't also a very large proportion of the fandom that greatly enjoys this film is personally, I feel, a little delusional, because not only did the film make bank at the box office, it also had high year-long Blu-ray sales, and that's Blu-ray sales, not DVDs. And I actually had a conversation with a person about this topic where he tried to counter this point by saying maybe there's a lot of people buying the movie because they didn't want to see it in theaters and they just wanted to, you know, dip their toe. And just the way he put it, it just didn't make any sense, because the way he was putting it is they bought the DVD to avoid seeing it in theaters so they could watch it at home and decide from themselves there, except that just doesn't make any logical sense, because why, if you are not on board with this trilogy, why would you not pay the $6 to $9 movie ticket to watch once and decide there, and if you don't like it, that's as far as you have to go with it, and instead by not a $20 DVD, but a $30+ Blu-ray, the far more expensive of the two movie you can buy, and then basically be stuck with it whether you like it or not. Like, one is far more of an investment than the other, so if you're not on board with this new trilogy, why would you spend more money on something that you're not even sure you're going to like? See, it's things like that you have to take into consideration. That's just, at some point, you just have to accept the facts. There are a lot of people who like The Last Jedi, and they bought the movie. And with the high year-long Blu-ray sales during the time of the peak of the backlash for The Last Jedi, it proves that people listened to the critiques, found it wanting, and then chose to buy it. Myself included. So with that, I'm going to wrap up here. I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you think the movie's going to be successful? I'd love to hear your guys' opinion about the film personally. Once it actually comes out, you have time to watch it, process what was shown, and then make an informed decision. I hope you guys don't just rush to conclusions or go in with a preconceived idea of what you're expecting unless it's good. You should go into every movie wanting to like it. You should go into every movie expecting to be pleased, not expecting to be disappointed and let down, because if you do that, 9 times out of 10 you're going to walk away still pissed off. So just don't do that. If you aren't willing to do that, I'd say don't go and watch the movie, because it's just going to poison you, and it's just not healthy. With that, I'm going to wrap up here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Oh, and I hope you guys have a great Christmas, happy holidays, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.